Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm just doing a quick review on the Urban Decay Electric palette. Overall, I really like this palette. I would probably give it a 9 out of 10 overall. Pigmentation, great. All the colors are very pigmented. The only one that I have a little bit of trouble with is this thrash color, which is kind of sad because that's my favorite color of this. It just goes on a little bit sheer, but if you wear a white base, then you pretty much have no issues. Or even more of like something that's just a little more sticky. I've actually been using like my Painterly paint pot more than just my normal, well that's really mirrory, than just my normal primer. It works a little bit better. Color selection, I do like all the colors in here. I would like if there was a couple more like the slow burn. I really like oranges and yellows, and I think it could be balanced out a little bit better since we do have a lot of blues and kind of cooler colors. I already own a lot of oranges, so it's not like a huge thing and it wasn't a make it or break it for me, but I think it would have been nice to be included. The colors overall swatch really great. One little kind of note about the colors is the colors Slow Burn, Savage, Jilted, and Urban are not FDA approved for the eye area. They are, however, approved in Canada and Europe, so that's kind of up to you. If you do have sensitive eyes, maybe not the palette for you. Even if you don't, might want to spot check just to make sure that these aren't going to irritate your eyes. I've used all the colors of my eyes so far and have had no problems. Another thing that people are commenting on is that you can get staining. Staining for me is not a big issue. I do wear makeup every day, so I can just put a concealer or primer or more eyeshadow over. So it's not an issue that would make it or break it for me. Might be an issue for you. I have not got any staining the first time I wore it, but the time I wore Jilted, which is this kind of like purpley pink, really pretty color. The first time I wore that without a base shadow, so I had like a primer and then a skin colored shadow over it. I didn't get any staining, but I did one with just a primer and then just put Jilted over it, and I did get staining. It just lasted for like a day and then it was gone, but it was not removed with my waterproof makeup remover, so just be forewarned. The texture is really nice. They're kind of like that velvety texture. I would compare them to similar to like Lorac shadow, like the gold. They're a pressed pigment, so they do have that. They're not really chalky at all. They also, another thing to say about it is they do look nice on the lips. I've actually layered quite a few colors to make like ombre lips or wearing them over like OCC lip tars. I'm not a huge fan of them alone, but they are really nice to put over lip colors. Savage definitely makes a good blush. I haven't tried the other colors yet, but Savage is beautiful. It's a cheap color. Overall, my favorite colors out of the palette, I really like this Thrash color, which is like the chartreuse color, and Urban is one of my favorite purples now. I mean, overall, most of the colors are really pretty. I really like Fringe as well. Pigmentation, great. Overall, 9 out of 10 probably. If you had sensitive eyes, my kind of overall thoughts of this are, should you buy it? I get asked that. It really depends. I like this palette. I'm glad I got it. I wear it. I'm currently wearing it today. And I've worn it a lot. You can use it as kind of like this. I did kind of over the top, all colorful eyes. You could also use it just as pops of color. I really like it just to run a little under the lash line, or you could use them as like a double liner, or just put some on your lips, use it on your cheeks. It is nice for that. But it really depends on if you'd wear these colors. If you like Urban Decay because you like the naked palettes and you just wear neutrals, like this palette might not be for you. But if you would like to like incorporate some color into your routine, this would be great just because it does retail for $49 and they are 0.04 ounces, which is 1.2 grams each. So they are a decent amount of pigment, and it's like, would be cheaper than if you just went and bought like a bunch of different ones from like Urban Decay or MAC or something. Not gonna be as cheap as if you go for one of those more like lower quality palettes like e.l.f. or something like that. But if you are wanting some high quality brights and you'd wear them, it's a very good palette. If you just like it because it's pretty, probably wouldn't recommend it for you. Or if you have sensitive eyes, just be forewarned. Again, I had no issues, and if you'd want to wear those somewhere else, however, it's really up to you if it would be worth it to wear 6 colors and never use those on your eyes. But again, I had no issues. Definitely try it out for yourself because you may. So yeah, overall, oh, I should probably mention this. It does come with a brush. It has a double-ended. It has a really thick, kind of thin, dense side, and then one slightly thicker. This brush is decent. This I really like for smudging under the lower lash line. It also works really well for smudging out gel liner. And this works really well for packing colors onto the lid. I do use this brush more than I use like the double-ended brush from the Naked palette. I basically just use that for concealer. So if you haven't tried that for concealer, it works great. But yeah, brush, alright. I don't think you could do like a full look with just this brush. You could try. But I'm not super thrilled, but it does work well for if you're using it for like pops of color rather than a full eye look. Yeah, so overall, I do like this palette. I'm definitely glad I got this palette. If you wear bright colors, you should look into getting this palette, and if you don't have sensitive eyes. So yeah, overall, those are my thoughts, and if you have any questions, comments, just put them in the down box below. And I will also have a review a little more in depth as well as color swatches on my blog. So I will also link that in the down box below, and thanks for watching.